and wow. Hello, welcome to my channel. I am Stephanie. This is the week 42, October the 11th through the 17th weekly wrap up. So let's just jump right into that whole lifestyle portion of this video because this week went by and I can't remember for the life of me what actually happened. Nothing really stood out. I did release my first episode of Tea and Reading with Stephanie. So if you guys didn't see that, that happened on Thursday of this week. I have been really pushing and promoting my Patreon page. So if you have not seen that, make sure that you check the links out in the description box for all of the new links, to include the one to my new Patreon page, and see what is offered over there. You want to get in on that ground level, because even though I'm not going to start moving this video right here, the weekly wrap-up video, over there exclusively until the new year, there are going to be major content things that are going to be extras just for them over there on as a patron. So make sure that you're checking that out. If you're not following me on Instagram, make sure that you are, because I've been doing daily reels, little snippets of my life, so you guys can see what's going on. I did break a nail on Thursday, I think it was, and I had to beg my nail tech, who is absolutely amazing, to get me in, and I have a new color. You guys can see the color change on Instagram for the new reels from yesterday, because I got them done yesterday. So they are a new color. You really can't see them here, but there is a new color. And I was gonna go with the autumn theme, but then these two colors, these two bottles were like calling me. They were just calling me. So I went with those instead. Let's see what else ended up happening this week. Oh, my husband decided to paint our door. If you want to see what color door we ended up with in our house, you can check those daily reels as well, because I'm sure I'll put that in there. Let me think. What else? Is there anything else? Oh, got bad news that doesn't look like my kid will be going back to school in person at any time soon. Oof. They just put out the second quarter plan, and they're only going to allow pre-K through 5th grade back, and then even then it's not the beginning of the second quarter in which all of them will go back. It's like pre-K to 1st will go back in November, then 2nd through 3rd will go back in November, December time frame, and then the 5th graders will go back in January, at the end of the quarter. And I'm like, but I need my 6th grader to go. Why? Oh, Lord. I look a hot mess. Sorry. My body was telling me to get up and get this video done, but Stephanie's brain was like, shh, you need to get up. Or maybe that's backwards. My brain was telling me to get up, but my body was like, no, we shall stay in bed just a little longer. A little longer. And, so, yeah. So the hair's not done. Let's get into some mail, some bookish mail, and things like that. So, I got this package right here. I've already opened it over on Instagram, but it is my book, my second book to the Rosewood Realm series by D. Garcia, and this is the original cover for it. She has since, and it went with this one. So this is the story so far. You have Venom, which is book number 1, which I might want to switch that around. There we go. Venom, which is book number 1, and it was part of the Sinister Fairy Tale collection. And it's not a cliffhanger, so you technically don't have to read this one to enjoy this one, but you're going to want to, so you have the backstory to understand this one. So both of these books got new covers, and they are on my list. But it is a Peter Pan retelling. The whole series is set in that world, but there's lots of twists that are dark and twisted and sinister and things like that. But now I have this set, and I just need to get the next set. Ooh. With the new covers. So earlier this year, I asked Amy Daws. I purchased some books from her, and somehow or another they ended up in dead mail for the U.S. Post Office in Washington, D.C., and through some research, come to find out, when packages go to the dead mail site, they also end up going to Atlanta and are ended up sold off at auction. So yeah, all those packages that you don't receive, the U.S. Post Office ends up making money on them. I did some serious research into it, and it was absolutely ridiculous. So when I finally did contact Amy, because I was like, wait a second, I ordered books from Amy and I haven't gotten them. What is going on? So I reached out, and Amy was like, I sent that stuff as soon as you ordered it. She goes on, gets me the tracking number. She puts in files a complaint. I look at the tracking, and then that's when I started doing the research on the whole dead mail thing. And she's like, I will get those in the mail to you. Got in the mail, and they have arrived. Through this time, oh my goodness, poor Amy's husband gets test positive for COVID. And I'm just like, oh man. It was 2 days after we had discussed that she, allowed us into her life and said that, he had tested positive for COVID. And I was just like, oh, poor guy, man. And she was on quarantine with Lo, and it just was not, it wasn't a good time. 2020 just has not been a good time at all whatsoever. So, but the books are finally here. So, I don't even remember which books I ordered, but let's see what I did order, because yes. So, I have been loving this series, and the newest book has been released. It's called Take a Number, which you guys will be hearing about here shortly. But the other books in the series it's this one first, is Next in Line. So I had to get a copy of that one. And then you have One Moment, Please. So this one is about a woman that comes upon a guy, and she wants to do some adventures in a bait shop. And then this one is, this one is about a woman that has a one night stand, ends up pregnant with a doctor, and it's super funny. And yes, both of these are amazing. And then, of course, I had to get the spin-offs of the Harris Brothers and have copies of Payback, as well as Blindsided, which, by the way, Blindsided, Mac here, kind of stole my heart from Gareth. Gareth will always be my favorite Harris brother, but Mac is my favorite character out of the Harris Brothers series and spin-offs. I like Rowan, but come to find out, it's like Mac, Gareth, then Rowan, and then some of the other brothers, but I had to have my own copies. I had to have the complete series of it. So I'm super excited about that. I know Amazon is the devil and everything like that, but for Amazon Prime Day, they had a really good deal on a USB condenser podcasting mic set. So I went ahead and purchased that. So I have this now, and I found out that I can use my current software that I already have to record my podcasts and edit them and things like that. So I'm looking forward to trying to make that happen. But I have my mic now. So if you're not a patron, you know, you won't get this content. But, you know, I will be trying to get that whole podcasting thing up and running over on Patreon. And then I got another box, which, if I'm remembering correctly, this is a box to help me get in the game, and that is my digital marketing book, all-in-one for dummies. Yes. Yep. I did it, you guys. And this one, no, this one isn't. But I got another one, which was social media marketing. And that one is on audiobook. So I got that, and I got this. And then I got one other social media bundle book. So I'm going to make this happen, you guys. This is how determined I am to make that happen. So let's do that. Oh my gosh, this book is damaged. Amazon. So that's it for book mail. There are going to be some other unboxing of packages over on Instagram, so make sure that you're checking me out over there, and everything like that. So yeah. Alrighty, so let's get into these books that I read last week. There are 9 of them, so I'm going to try and not be long-winded this week and get through this rather quickly. I wouldn't say that it was a good week. Overall, there were some duds. So, oh my gosh. Got stuff all over my nail. Alrighty, so we're going to start off the week by having a good one. And that was Take a Number by Amy Daws. This is a rom-com. I'm giving it 4.5 stars. I give it 4 Steam fans. I read this as an ARC, but it did release this week, so you guys can go check it out as well. This is an independent... 2 independent people. Oh my goodness. Nora is independent in that she has a bakery. She is creating a brand for herself. And she is in love with 80s and 90s rock. And she's just super sassy. You know, her family is sort of this, like, thing for her. Her family doesn't necessarily accept her ways. Well, her mother doesn't, and gives her sort of grief about it. Well, there is also Dean. So Dean has been featured in the other books that I showed you guys earlier, that I got from Amy. And he is this very independent, put together, metrosexual sort of guy friend to the ladies from the other books. And he is a really good guy. You really want to root for him and stuff like that. But he's also a man whore. Well, his friends are like fed up with the little girls that he seems to bring to their social settings. So Nora needs a date for her parents' anniversary party. Dean needs a date for one of the ladies' weddings. And boom, we have our fake dating situation. And it's hot and it's steamy, and you can't, there's a list of things that you're not supposed to be doing together, but that list goes awry very quickly because Dean's friends are like, he's a man whore, there is no way he's not getting it in. But they have been flirting. They've been flirting with each other anyways, so it was just inevitable. The whole fake dating just felt very, you know, easy. It felt easy. You knew that they were gonna hook up. You just didn't know how hot and steamy those hookups were gonna be. But yes, so many yeses for this. The next book that I finished was The Lost Husband by Katherine. This is a women's fiction book. I give it 3 stars. I give it 2 Steam fans. I listened to this as an audiobook, and this is a book to movie adaptation. The adaptation is available on Netflix. I will talk about both of the things right now because, yeah, woo. So we have Libby and Danny. Danny dies, was her husband. She is living with her mother, with her 2 kids. The reason for Danny's death is a car accident, which is affecting one of her kids as well. They end up moving down to this very, very small town, and with her aunt. We'll come to find out there's secrets there. There's family secrets. It was very weird, and didn't really feel like it went anywhere. So then I was like, oh, let me watch the movie. Maybe the movie explains it a little better. No, not at all. The best part about that movie was Josh DeMille looking like a sexy DILF with silver foxness going on. Yes. And then I was still mad at the end when he shaves off all the scruff and I was like, you can put the facial hair back on. Put the facial hair back on. So for the movie, I was more annoyed with Libby's character than I was with reading the book. I didn't feel like the book went anywhere, and I didn't understand the whole lost husband aspect of it. It did. Okay. No. It left me baffled. It just, all around the movie, the book, all of it just left me like baffled. I was like, why? What? What did I just read, and why? And why did I just watch this movie? Can I have my hour and a half back, please? Please. The next book that I read was Once Upon a Kiss by Carina Rhodes. I placed this in contemporary. I give it 4.5 stars. I give it 2 Steam fans. Maybe I might even drop that down to like a 1.5 Steam fans, which is still 2 Steam fans. I read this as an arc. This is a holiday, fall, winter getaway, birthday getaway type thing. So Lacey finds out that her boyfriend is cheating on her. They break up. It's been a year. Her friends encourage her to go ahead and still take her holiday vacation for her birthday down in this tropical place. And when she gets there, who happens to be at the same resort as her, but her douchebag ex? Well. When Lacey was checking in, and she was looking around, enjoying, trying to make herself enjoy the sun and taking a drink and things like that, she spots this guy across the room. His name is Drew. Well, Drew was checking her out as well. So when she sees the douche ex, she's like putting on them big girl panties, walks over to Drew and introduces herself and is like, hi, how you doing? My name is, and then ends up laying a big smackaroo kiss on Drew. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. You guys know me, and you guys know I love my Steam, and I love my on-page sex. This book has no on-page sex at all whatsoever, and I absolutely loved it. Loved it. The sexual tension that comes from those smoking hot kisses that Lacey and Drew end up having throughout the story were just like, they were so tension filled and just so swoon worthy, and just, I loved every moment of it. And it has its moments of, independence and finding yourself, and just, I really loved it. The fake dating was amazing. It was swoon worthy. Drew is such a sweet guy, and you can see his issues, his independence, the things that he wants, and the zing. There's a lot of zinging going on, and I was so here for it. Totally here for it. The next book that I finished was Gifting Me to His Best Friend by Katee Robert. Places in dark taboo romance. I give it 4.25 stars. I give it 5 Steam fans. Read it as an ebook. This is a couple that turns into a throuple, and it was so yummy. It was so hot. It was hot. It was steaming hot. I was like super hot. So Grayson and Emma are married. They take a vacation with Grayson's best friend, Derek, every year. And well, this year they end up getting snowed in. Grayson and Emma like to do fantasies, like to role play, like that kink of things. Well, both of them have been lusting after Derek for a long time. Like, since Derek and Grayson were friends. So since those two were friends, and then when they got married, they've always lusted after Derek, and Derek has lusted after them. Well, they make things happen this weekend during the snow in time. Yes. And then, you know, they figure out, deal with their feelings. Is it more than just the fantasy of it, of being snowed in together, of playing out the fantasy, or is there more to it? And yes, that is the story, but it's sexy. It's very sexy. The next book that I didn't finish was Practical Magic by Alice Hoffman. Place this in I don't know. Because it annoyed the shit out of me. Give it 1.5 stars. DNF'd it at 50%. Give it 0 Steam fans. Listen to it as an audiobook because I absolutely love this movie. This is a book to movie adaptation. And whoever wrote that damn screenplay did the best thing ever and trashed this book. The source material, the only things that really came out of the source material were the names for the characters. That's about it. Because in the book, you do not feel the connection that Sally and Jillian have at all whatsoever. I was annoyed with Sally and all her ness. Sally annoyed the shit out of me. The kids were older. Sally's kids were older. They killed off Michael in some weird way. There was no magic in it. No magic. What the hell? I mean, I understand that translating the supposed magic to screen is better because you have that visual, you know, type thing. But no. The book did not make any mention to the fact that the aunts were Wiccans or that the family was cursed from love. No. They made Jillian out to be a super whore. Alice did in the book. She's a super whore, like a super whore. She's been married like 4 times, and then when she kills the guy, she kills him, not Sally. And so, save yourself the time. If you love the movie Practical Magic, stay far away from the books. Just don't even think about them. Just don't even think about them at all. The next book that I finished was Secret Puck by Rebecca Jenshak, and I placed this in contemporary. Well, actually, I should probably place it in new adult. I think I am. I'm going to place it in new adult, and I give it 4.25 stars. I give it 2.5 Steam fans. Read this as an arc. I don't know if it's released already, but this book follows Jenny and Heath. Jenny is the sister to the star hockey player. She's in her freshman year. He's in his senior year, getting ready to go off, do his thing. But he takes her under his wing and is like, you know, hey guys on the hockey team, this is my sister. Well, one of the guys on the hockey team named Heath is super attracted to him, or super attracted to her. And they end up becoming friends and doing friend things. And that friend stuff ends up turning into friends with benefits and keeping it a secret from the brother. And I really enjoyed it. It was light. It was fun, new adult type book. And I was here for it. Yeah. There we go. The next book that I finished was Midnight Kiss by Carmel Rhodes. And I placed this in dark taboo romance. Give it 4.25 stars. I give it 4.25 Steam fans. It wasn't as hot as Cherry Bomb, but it did have its steamy moments. It does deal with BDSM, and I was here for it. It's an age gap romance as well. So Emma, if you read Cherry Bomb, then you know Emma and Logan. Logan is this like gruff, rough single dad, and you know, he's just a douche, sort of. You think? But in this story, you find out what's going on with him, why he's so rough and gruff, and Emma is running away from her past, why she's at Brighton, and why she is doing the things that she's doing, why she's broke, and she becomes Logan's daughter's nanny. The little girl is super cute in this book. She does play a big part in it, but as well, you get to see the dynamic between Logan and Emma, and I loved it. Their banter was great, and it was very touching, but at the same time super hot and steamy. Yes. The next book that I finished was Desperate Measures, which is Wicked Villains #1 by Katee Robert. Place this in Dark Taboo. Give it 4.25 stars. Give it 4.5 Steam fans. Listen to it as an audiobook. I told y'all I was waiting for them audiobooks, and now I have them. So there is that. This is a fairy tale reimagining. It is not a fairy tale retelling. It is reimagining of if Jafar was the hero instead of the villain, with Jasmine, and it is also set in modern mafia times, and it has a BDSM club. That's all I'm really going to say about that. It did not wow me as much as some of my fellow booktubers. Sorry, guys. Sorry. I thought it was going to be a little different. I thought it was going to be sexier. But at the same time, I understand that it's somewhat of a setup book. So a lot of people say that you can just, jump in and out of the series wherever you want. I definitely wouldn't suggest that, because this definitely was a setup for everyone else in the series. You see a lot of the other characters that now have books, and you're like, okay, I kind of want to know what's going on with this character. I want to know what's going on with that character. Jasmine and Jafar were very interesting in their dynamic of, she wants to be an independent person, but in the past, she hasn't been able to. Her father has been keeping her down. And, it kind of got annoying for the fact that she was not seeing what Jafar was giving her. And he, gave her the things right up front. And was, telling her right up front what was going to happen, or what he expected. But she was like, no, I don't believe you. You couldn't be this person that I need you to be. So that was kind of off-putting for me. And then the final book that I finished last week was Tools of Engagement, which is Hot and Hammered #3 by Tessa Bailey. I placed this in rom-com. I give it 4.25 stars. I give it 3.5 Steam fans. I read this. I had it as an ARC, but I listened to it as an audiobook because it got really, really hyped. Even when I had it as an ARC, everyone had it as an ARC. So I wanted the hype to sort of die down so that I could talk about it without being influenced, what have you. I did enjoy the story. The story is about Wes, who is not a single dad. He is the uncle that gets called in, and you find out that he has a backstory of being a foster kid and being in the system. So he is dealing with his sister's child, and she's sassy. She's so sassy. And Bethany is the sort of coordinator and creator of their club, their women's club that is featured in the Hot and Hammered series, and she's very put together. She's the family member that for the series that has been been putting the finishing touches on their flips. So when she decides to take off and do her own thing, well, something ends up happening, and she ends up being sort of put on this television show like Fixer Upper, going against her brother to to flip a house. Oh my goodness, to flip a house. And, you know, that shows the family that she really wants to do this, and, you know, where her head at, and Wes and Bethany end up having to work together because they Jerry Maguire each other. If you don't catch that reference, then I'm not going to explain it to you. You'll just have to read the book to understand it. Yeah, so there is that. It was good. It was good. There is another character, I think, that I would love to hear about that was mentioned in the book, but I don't think there's going to be any more books in this series. I don't know. I can't remember if Tessa Bailey has said that she's going to write another book. I don't know. Anyways, what am I currently reading? I am currently reading Office Hours by Katrina Jackson. This is for a project. It's going to be interesting, especially since this is an author that I was not reading just because of some internet things that have happened. And yeah, there's that. I will also be reading Trading Secrets by Rachael Eckles, and I was contacted by a company to read this, and the cover intrigued me. They have since done another cover for this. They just changed the colors up for the cover, and this new cover intrigues me even more than the first cover did. So I'm excited to be reading both of these books this week. So that is all. That is what I read. Have you read any of the books that I read last week? Let me know down in the comment section what you thought about them, or if you're excited to hear about my current reads. Wow, where did that come from? There is a feedback form down in the description box so you guys can help me improve my channel. All of my social links are down there. My Ko-fi, my PayPal, all of my Patreon information. Make sure you're stopping over. There is an explanation video for the different tiers that are available over on Patreon. Like I said, you want to get in early so that you can, you know, get all the extra stuff, because there's going to be lots of extra stuff. Lots of extra stuff, because I have a lot of extra videos that I have to do for the end of the year that only the Patreon patrons, the romance chatters, are going to be getting. So go check that out. And let me think, what else? I don't think there's anything else. Thank you guys for watching, and we will see you in the next video.